Hello. So today we're going to be talking about learning in B for Unit 6 website development. And we're going to talk about P2, P3, and M2. So this is a scenario that I put up. You have recently joined a website development company, Hotbeans Web, as a junior website developer, and you have been asked to, as part of your induction and training, to create a new session for the company's website which promotes the company to prospective employees as they need to recruit more web developers. So what the company wants is that it wants the profile of the company itself. It wants profile of existing trainee web developers that work with the company, job specification and required qualification for trainee web developers, and also an online application form where people that want to prospective employees, people that want to apply for jobs, can easily apply for jobs using the application form, and also links to web development courses in case they want to do continuous professional development or even learn about website development. Now, it's also said that this target scenario for the site is people who have completed training courses or qualifications related to website development and maybe college courses, and they are now looking for a job as a web developer. Now, when you come to P2, P2 says produce designs for website that meets clients' requirements. Now, the owners of Hotbeans would like to see initial designs for website and before you start developing it. So in unit 6, you're designing your website as well as developing your website. So the first part of your assignment is to try to design websites. Excuse me. And in the designing of your websites, what is needed is identification of the user requirements. So what are the requirements? Visual designs for the pages. What will your pages look like? You can also add alternative design. So if I don't choose this design, I can choose this design. Then technical documentations. Now, when you go to the client description and target audience, it was given that you've been given that in your scenario. So it's just about rewarding it. So I said Hotbeans Web is a website development company looking to promote itself and recruit new web developers. They need a session on their website to highlight the company, showcase existing trainee web developers, outline job specifications and qualification, and also provide online application form, and also offer links to relevant development courses, web development courses. Now, they've also said that their target audience are individuals that are actively looking for web developer jobs, and also people who have completed web development related training courses or qualifications. So that's your target audience, and that is basically the client's description. Then coming back to the requirements. Requirements are basically like when you sit down with your um, client or the person that asks you to do the website, what do they want? That's basically what a client requirement is. If you've done your course on the unit on project management, you should be able to know what user requirements are. So for this, excuse me, your requirements are the company's profile. So the company wants their profile, detailed information about their company, to be shown on the website, so that anybody looking at the website will know what the company's mission is, what the company's values are, and what the company is about. The next one is profiles for existing trainee web developers. At this point, they want you to showcase their trainees, the roles that they've had, their experiences, and their growth within the company, to also show that they are good for people to come and work in, and they people don't remain stagnant, they grow in the company. Excuse me. So the next one is job specification and qualification, and it's a clear description of job roles, required qualification, and the desired skills that that are required for them for a web developer to have. Online application form, links to web development courses too. Now, for your website design, these are the things we want to see: a list of web pages, your sitemap, and the design images of each web page. So the design images of web pages can be done on either Word or PowerPoint. When I say sitemap, I mean the movement of how will you move through your website. I'll show you in a minute. So these are some of the web pages I decided to use. We have the home page, company profile, trainee profile, job specification and qualification, online application form, and web development courses. I just put a little bit of explanation of what they are. Obviously, the homepage, you that's the first thing people see when they enter your website. So it will show an introduction to the company and the purpose why they want to recruit. In the company's profile, you have the value, the work culture, trainee profile. I've explained that. So all these things are just like the list of how it will be in your web pages. Now this is what a sitemap looks like. It's showing you that from your home page you can go to any of these web pages, which is ideally what you want to happen. You want to be in your home page and you can go to the company profile, trainee profile, whatever you want to do. You would also ideally want that from any place you are in the web page or in the website, you can go back to the home page. So that is why they are linked to each other. Now, for your sitemap, the sitemap is very, very easy to do. It's as easy as you go into your insert and go to smart art. Click on smart art. It should bring out this box for you. Go to hierarchy, and this is a hierarchy, or this is the layout I'm going to choose, and say okay. Now this is what you see. Usually this arrow here gives you this list. Now this text here is for the one up, so I'm just going to put home so that you can see. So that is this. Now we don't need this diagram here because that's definitely not how our diagram will be. So what you most likely do is to like backspace it, and it comes like this, which is exactly what we are looking for. So after the home level, the next thing that we want is the company profile. So we'll come back here, click on it, and type company profile. The next one should be trainee profile. Come back, click on it, um, and trainee profile. Uh, the next one should be job specs, specif oh, specification. Now, if you want to enter another box, it's as easy as pressing enter, enter, and more boxes come in. I think the next one is the online application form and the web development courses. So you come back and I come here. um, I could just say application form, and here will be, oh, here can be courses, and that's it. Your sitemap has been created. Now, when it comes to the web page, this is what the web design page, home page look like. Now, remember it's a design. What are we going to see when we open it? So from what I've done, I did the header. Then these are the web pages So we have home, company profile, and so on. Then in this place here, you have a text. So the text introduces the users to the website, would have the content or whatever. Then you have images here, which would be images of web development or images of web developers. Then you have the footer here. Now the footer will be social media links, contact details, and maybe links to privacy policies. So now that we have here, I'm just going to show you how to design this on PowerPoint. It is very relatively easy to do that. So the first thing you do is you go to insert and you choose a shape. I'm going to choose a square and I just simply draw the square. Now remember, you can choose any color you want. If you want to change the color, shape, format, and I'm going to stick with the green. I'm going to stick with the green I was using before. So I'm going, oof, that is really, I'll use this warm color. It seems warm enough. So if I choose this color for it, the next thing I'll do is now to start putting my headers, my footer, my text, still the same way. Go to insert, choose shape, choose another icon. You can use a square too. And yeah, these two colors seem to go together. So I'm going to use it. That's another thing. When you're creating uh, a web, or you're thinking of web design, you should actually think of how the colors complement each other. So the next thing I'm going to do is to put the icon. So I can simply just copy this and paste as many times, or as many times as I want, actually as many times as I want. Just going to do maybe a couple. So let's say this is enough, and I just position them where I want them to be, and this and this. So let's say this is typically where we want them to be. This thing is, obviously you're going to arrange it to look a whole lot better. So the next thing to do is click on it and edit text and add the text you want. Home, um edit text, contact us. I'm just using anything now. Contact us, um edit, about us. And this is how basically you do this. So if you do this, you also add text, and you can say header. So if you're going to add a logo or something or an image, you still go back and select a shape, and yeah, you can change the color of the shape to kind of like, can fill it with another color. Let's use black here, or this color, and you call it maybe logo. And what else? Okay, you have to now insert your text. So I can still copy this one here and paste. So you see, this gives us another box, and I can still paste another one for the footer. And there you go, you just rename them now. Oh, footer, and this will be a text. So in just few minutes, we've been able to create our own um, web page design for how your page will look like. Obviously, in my previous slide, you will have to show the you have to put descriptions of what is expected to be there. Also, I didn't add any images, but it's simply the same way. Just click on it, add images. So this is the profile web page for the company profile, this is for trainee profile. And as you can see, as I'm moving, the colors are changing to show you the particular one we are. So this is for job specification, this is for application form, and these are for the courses. Now, the tax 3 P3 says review your website design proposal with others to identify and inform improvement. So at this point, what you're expected to do is simply to um, send your design document. So if you did it on a, let me say, PowerPoint, or you did it on a Word document would be the best thing. So just design on your PowerPoint and put your design back to Word document. You need to seek feedback in order to improve the quality and appropriateness of your designs. And the things you need to do is send your designs to about 3 or more people, gather their feedback. So the screenshots that they sent you when they gave you the feedback, screenshot it. So if you send it to somebody on Teams or you send it as an email, when the person replies you with the feedback, take a screenshot of it and post it or add it to your Word document. Now, in addition to your Word document, what else you can do is to kind of, I'll show you in the next slide what next you can do. So let me go to the identify areas of design that need to be improved. After someone has given you a feedback, you have to say, okay, from this feedback that I've been given, what do I need to improve? What do I not need to improve? Okay, if they told me I should improve this, do I really need to improve it? Or do I have, is there things like time constraints stopping me from doing it? Is there things like cost stopping me from doing it? Is there things like not having the technology? Is that stopping me from doing it? So those are the things that you need to put in place or think about when you're identifying areas of the design that needs to be improved. It's not all the suggestions that you must do. However, you have to give me reasons or give justifications or give your teacher reasons why you don't want to do it or why you cannot do it, not why you don't want to do it. So you have further develop or improve your designs using the feedback you've been given. So when you've been given your feedback and you've identified areas that you need to improve, you have to do a second version of your design again, implementing those improvements that you have decided to do. So this is an example of a feedback. We have 4 reviewers here. You can have 3 and above, as many number as you want. The more, the better. So the first one says Jane Doe. I just used any name that popped into my head. They are not real names. So it says the website design is visually appealing with a clean layout that is easy to navigate. The use of consistent branding throughout the web pages helps create a professional image, which is what we want. However, the font size on some sections are too small, which may hinder readability for some users. Remember that when we are designing a website, we want to think of adaptability, we want to think of accessibility. You want everybody to be able to use your website. So you have to think about, is my text or font size too small? Is it too big? Is it in the correct font style? Things that will enable people to read through it. So these are examples of some feedbacks that you or that I have given examples of. These are the things that you can come in contact with. Things like your font size, things like adding extra features, things like adding videos. So I can see that there's a video testimonial that you need to add just to make your content more engaging and more relatable. Things like external cost. So the Fatima Abdul mentioned that the links of the external courses opens on the same tab, which disrupts user flow. So if your links could open on another tab, or that's on a new tab, and that will encourage the users to remain in the website and go back to the tab for learning when they want to. So these are examples of feedbacks that you can get. Remember I said add screenshots of the conversation between you and the reviewer. This further authenticates what you have done. So you have the P3 areas to be improved. Now you've seen your feedback. You have to now sit down and say, you know what, based on this feedback I've gotten, these are the things I want to improve. So you have the first improvement, the color scheme, typography and readability, multimedia engagement, navigation and usability, accessibility, and mobile responsiveness. So these are not far off from the feedbacks you've gotten. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to think about, okay, I have all these things or all these suggestions. Am I going to be able to implement all of them within the time frame I have? So for each improvement you have or you've pointed out, you're going to say, oh, I am going to do this, I'm going to do this, or I'm not going to do this, and this is why I'm not going to do this. So I'm going to move to the next one. This is the version 2. So in the version 2, it will include improvements, like I've said, improvement like adding your dimensions, multimedia formats, text color, font type, font size, background color, if any. So this is an example of what the version 2 looks like. For this is for the home page. You see that here you can see we have the format or the dimensions that will be used, and it would also be in PNG format because the header is most likely going to be designed in another software by yourself. uh Here in the navigation menu, you chose that it's going to be rollover buttons. So rollover buttons are buttons that when I put my cursor around the navigation menu, it actually changes its color to show you that it's responsive, to show you that it's dynamic. So we have things like normal color will be black, then when I put my mouse over it, the rollover color will be gray. We have the text color will be black, and the font type will be Arial. So these are some of the improvements that you can actually make. So things again like these images that were here, mentioned as an image of website development or and website developers, and it's going to be an image carousel. An image carousel is kind of like different images that just move on their own per second or per 2 seconds. Then it's going to be a JPEG or a PNG image. So these are examples of things that we want to see as your version 2. So this goes ahead to explain the other pages. Now for the M2, justify the design decisions, explaining how they will meet the user's need and fit for purpose. What do we want to see here? How the designs meet the user's need and fit for the purpose, considerations of alternative design options, and which suggested changes did you make and the ones you did not make and why. So most of these questions you might have answered them in the P3 session. However, for you to have your M2, you have to categorically justify. So what you're going to do here is to refer back to your user requirements. Refer back to your user requirements and discuss how the things you've done in your design, how your web design pages, how do they meet the requirements, the user requirements and needs. If in the home page you put the description, how does it meet the requirements? Then explain the improvements you have made in the final version, which is the version 2 of your design. Why did you make those reasons? So things like multimedia choices. Why did you choose JPEG? Why did you choose PNG? Why did you choose a video? Why did you choose an image? Things like that. Dynamicity of a website, the image carousel, rollover buttons. Why did you choose that? Why did you choose to use HTML, CSS, JavaScript to develop the website? Why did you choose to use external links, navigation bar, and an application form? So those are the things that you need to discuss. So now we have an asset table. So an asset table in web design is like a list of all the assets that you have used for that project or for that web development. So assets are like images, they are like videos, audio files, logos, and other media components. So usually what you do, so let me say for our project, we have decided to use in your footer, we are going to use social media icons, email icons, phone icons, and we are going to have them to have like external links. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here and say, let me say a Facebook icon and Facebook icon to link to the company social media. Facebook, not social media, the company's Facebook account. The company's Facebook account. So yeah, I'm going to correct this. So this is the description of what it is. Now the question is, did you make it, which is owned, or is it an external asset? So it's an external asset because I did not make it myself. So what I will simply do is to go to, and I will type Facebook icon. I usually prefer PNG because the background is kind of transparent. So these are different images that I've seen that is allegedly PNG image. So I think I'm getting towards this one. You can choose any image. The website is yours. You can shape it into anything you want to shape it into. So I copy the image and I come back to my asset table. Oh, I forgot to put, I'm going to add a column here. Insert. So I'm going to add a column. Let me add it to the left. And I'm going to call it image. And I add my image here, which I've copied. So this is all you need to do when it comes to image or your asset table. So the next thing I'll do is to go back and I copy the link from where I got it from. So copy link address and I come back to PowerPoint. Usually you do this in your Word document, but it's still the same way. And I just write link address and highlight this, Control K, and I paste it, and that's all. So what is going to happen is that when I see this table, if I click on this link address, it's going to take me directly to where the image is, and that's it. So this actually helps for privacy, data privacy, making sure that there's no copyright and you're highlighting whoever you use when you're doing your work. So this is the end of the things that is expected or needed for you when it comes to your P2, P3, and M2. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe. Thank you. Bye.